Hi, Cindy with Pathways Homestead today, and I am here with my friend Rod, and he found Papa Pepper's dollar bill. So, hide and watch. If you find a dollar bill with Papa Pepper written on it, shoot a little video and post it to Papa Pepper's. I'm gonna throw him under the bus because he'll get a kick out of it. So hide and watch, y'all.
When we moved in, we started with this area, mulching and cleared all the grass out and try to keep control of it. The tire swing started out to be a dusting for the chickens, but it just got to be too much of a mess. I brought it out here and made a planter out of it.
So I probably should tell you, Rod and his wife Homestead in town. They live in town, in our little town that's close to us.
Working on raised beds this year. I'm expanding. I'm going to try to do some market gardening with a couple of the neighbor girls to give them an idea of what it is like to grow your own food and give them a possibility of making their own money.
So a big, huge part a lot of us feel like we need to do is, and Rod does too, it's, mentoring and sharing our knowledge and training the next generation, and even our current generations, the generations above us as well that have gotten separated and missed that link. You know, Gary and I, and probably Rod as well, were blessed that our mothers and grandmothers taught it to us, and some of it we've had to learn. Some was lost.
Yeah.
Some was lost in the generations past because of convenience. You know, in my case, my mama and Granny, they did grow a big garden, and we did learn that early, but we were so young that we weren't able to grasp and hold on to a lot of that knowledge. And I was blessed that I had my mother, my grandmother, my mother-in-law, and to help teach me, and my husband's grandparents to help teach me some of those skills. And then came along just trial and error, and then the internet and watching some of you other fellow YouTubers has helped a lot to bring back, and sometimes just quick memories and remember, oh yeah, I can do that, as I remember doing that. And so with some of our generations, you know, my mama went to work and worked full time, and so the garden started shoving away for convenience. And so in the 80s and 90s, convenience got us away from providing for ourselves. Daddy still raised our meat, and he bought 4-H hogs off of our cousins and stuff like that, and FFA hogs, to help support the kids and to help provide for us. And so we always had fresh meat, and always had some produce either from neighbors or somebody. People like Rod here that would grow an abundance and then share it with everybody else. You know, the old saying in the South, you lock your doors in the summertime to keep people from leaving vegetables in your car. It held true. It did. It held true. So, Rod, what else would you like to?
I yet had to pay my sister back when she was born. My grandmother came to stay, and she was out foraging collard greens, dandelions, lots of different greens in the yard, and put them on the table for us. And I think they lasted the whole week. They weren't our first choice for greens to be on the table, and I've yet to be able to pick a good salad for her.
You gotta get her a salad pick. So you'll see a trend. Rod has incorporated a lot of vegetables and spices and herbs in his landscaping. So like the lavender here, along with bee balm. I think there's some more bee balm.
Yeah.
So that's an important thing. Use the space you have. You don't have to have the big garden like I do. You use the space you have. That's kind of a little bit of the point of touring Rod's place here today, is to let you see that you can do it in town. Do what you can with what you have.
The sweet peas in a bucket is the first time I've tried it this year, and they're getting there. They're going to make nice stir fryer or mix in with some of my salad greens. And the carrots in the container was, I thought the girls that helped me garden, they have rabbits. And I thought, well, I need to show them this, and they could possibly do a container a month to help supplement what they provide for their rabbits. I have watched they do sweet potatoes and carrots and all sorts of things that they go to the store to buy. And they have the space. They just need the knowledge to be able to plant and provide for themselves with the land space. And it's something you sow and let it go. Simple, fast. The wood boxes are things that I've gathered up from the neighborhood that were going to the trash. The city provides a dumpster for people to do cleanup, and I caught people going by and say I can use them and bring them on in, and I started making boxes and doing what I can with them. The greenhouse close by us, they had piles of potting soil from last year that I was fortunate enough to be able to buy, and I still got another pickup load to go get to help fill up and make more boxes with. But then across the way right here we've planted flowers. This is where Linda's flowers ended up being. She wanted them closer to the house, and I had planted a garden there, so now she gets the fence rows.
Make sure you shoot the pea trellis.
That is a
Sweet peas.
sweet peas that I had planted. I've never tried. Neighbor lady down the road has sweet peas that have been existing from her grandmother's, and was fortunate enough that she told me to come and dig some of them. So I've got a start that I put along the fence there too, to add to the other side of the redbud tree, and hopefully carry them flowers on.
Yeah. Cool.
The Willy Wonka chicken house.
Yeah, the Willy Wonka. That's what the kids in town call it, the Willy Wonka chicken house.
Looks like out of a Dr. Seuss book there.
That's one thing that was a mistake to think I was going to build. It took me 3 times as long to build the darn chicken house as it did to put together a square one. Every board has to be cut to different length and
Different angles,
all over. But it was fun, and it's my way of building stuff.
And
Yeah.
it's out of a lot of repurpose and
It all is repurposed. The roofs are just leftover shingles that people around had, and I'm not afraid to go ask for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry redid our solid block. I guess he told you that.
Yeah.
You got some beets coming up in here?
Yes, the second planting of
You
beans.
want that tree?
I'm not for sure what that is. What does that come up in the greenhouse? We have picked up all the pumpkins and things you see was in the compost that they had from the greenhouse. I have cleared a lot of them out, and
Got blackberries.
yes, some thornless blackberries, which I have no space for them. But where I go out and cut wood, I took blackberries out and planted in the pasture, so I'll know where to
Yeah.
get thornless blackberries in the years to come. A friend of mine dropped off a pickup load of leaves, and they got composted right there with some rabbit manure from the girls that helped me garden, and that was a fast process with the amount of rabbit manure we had. Within 4 weeks, I ended up with a nice bed of compost.
Cool.
I need to get raked up and used because the Bermuda grass is growing through it now.
Yeah. That is quick.
It broke down real nice. It's good. I mean, it was nothing
Oh,
but a
yeah.
pickup load of leaves and a pickup load of about a fourth of a pickup load of rabbit manure.
Wow.
It stayed hot, and I had to turn it a lot to keep moisture to it.
Yeah.